Hey, 7K team. Hey, look. Oh, wow. I want to go over some of the things that has been working and some of the tools that I've been using and posting up uh, for, for you to use if you would like. Uh, uh, so many of these things you've seen at different pieces and parts. I've taken different pieces and parts and put together different scenarios over the last, let's say, month, and and then I've actually been kind of using them, especially for the last 2 weeks. Uh, uh, we've sponsored some new people under Pamela, uh, and one under a person that I sponsored and a long time ago. But because of this, they have become engaged, and we've already sponsored someone under them, and that person is ready after convention. Uh, I had to beg out this weekend uh, uh, to. I already got 3 people lined up. We've already done a 3-way. Just briefly, I've forwarded them once they gave me their contact information. I forwarded them a couple of pics as we were talking, and uh, basically they said, "Okay, we'll, I want to meet with our spouse, but this is something we want to do." Uh, and again, I want to tell y'all, we have not approached them about making money. We've approached them about owning gold and silver and the importance of it and being able to get it in an affordable way with a proven, established company and not one of the ones that they see advertised on TV. And they can get this, and it's proven because they don't advertise on TV. So we can show them through a training that I did in March. And that's the base that I've been using. I've already got it put out. It's on YouTube. It's on our band apps. And in fact, we'll go to it. It's got my wealth builder. I think it's March 22nd or something like that. It's it's less than 30 minutes. And I go and I compare buying incremental gold from any reputable and the best prices they can get. I show them where companies that they would never find because they're not into gold and silver, they don't understand it. And I explained to them these are the 3 largest discount brokers that sell to the public. And you don't have to have a membership in these companies to buy there. But our program is like Costco, like Sam's, uh, like Amazon. You have to have a membership to be able to get higher prices and to be able to get our SoundMoney wallet and Max Vault, where you have all the security and storage and have it instantly available to them. Now, that's the conversation. So I just gave you the conversation. Okay. And then do they want to take a little bit of time and interest to find out about it? Okay. And in that conversation, we may talk about the importance of owning gold and silver through a couple of picks. And these are the things that I want to show you. Okay. Now I'm going to go back and forth between a few because that's really what I've been doing. That's why I know I'm going to merge uh, some of these, and I'm going to take some of these slides out because there's a little redundancy in it. But I just wanted to throw everything into different views of presentation drafts and see what worked. Okay. Uh, Before I teach stuff, I like to find out things that are working. Okay. And and I like to do it myself, and then I can develop a duplicable program that our group, if they so choose to use what I'm doing, uh, to duplicate and do for themselves. So it's basically like I'm starting all over again. Okay. Uh, if you get a feel, but we're not, because see, the difference here is we're not a new kid on the block. We're going to lose a lot of these big objections because 7K Metals is an established gold and silver company in the marketplace. They are uh, a, a a company that has been changing the way and forcing these old traditional companies, even JM Bullion and STM, they're forcing them to change how they do business. And with 7K's position in the marketplace, meaning the infrastructure totally paid for, they're ready to expand. And then they've created, to me, the best compensation program that I've seen in referral marketing, in network marketing, in MLM. This plan will stand up to anything in the industry. I've already kind of trained on that a few times, that in any network marketing business or MLM business, if they're the old multi-level style, and I believe many of us will capture tons of people that are doing multi-level marketing to come to a left-right team with infinite sides, where everything that happens in your left and right counts for you. And you only have to have one left and one right, and then you could max out a $500 check per week. That means even people that's done networking and multi-level marketing, all these people that are in statistics and never earn a $500 check in a year, but they've stuck with their company for 10 years or more. There are a lot of people like that, yeah. But everybody needs gold and silver, so we're going to be able to get them. And now we're doing it through what I'm doing it through is I believe that I have a way that we're going to be able to penetrate some of those barriers, because I don't even talk about the comp plan. I talk about the need for gold and silver and having a way to store it, secure it, have it fully insured. And I'm going to go through some of those things for you today that I don't, no one's showed this stuff. I can tell you that for a fact. What I'm about to show you today are some of the things that no one, no leader in this company has used to show and be able to address some of the, not objection, but a question. Oh, I'll guarantee you, when I show this today, oh, everybody will start using it. Okay. And they rightly should. There's no real secret. It's just, how do you market, and how do you take it to the marketplace, and how do you duplicate it? There's the real key. Okay. So let's get right with it. I already gave you the basics of the instruction. I'm going to go to kind of what I've kind of been trying to work on, put together as a wealth strategy presentation. Okay. And of course, we have our product. We're not financial advisors. We don't give investment advice, and there are no guarantees. But this is a company that's well established, 8.5 years. It's in precious metals. We uh, we allow people to buy, store, and sell precious metals within the industry. We deal with bullion, and we deal with modern collectibles, something maybe you don't even know about or where, but you'll learn about it in our company. But the main thing is we want to help teach you how to build a wealth strategy. That's the purpose of what we do. And we do it with SoundMoney. That's just another name for gold and silver, but it's real money. It's what governments and financial institutions know. This is the secret to maintaining wealth. And the largest holders of gold and silver in the world know that. Some of the wealthiest people in the world are buying huge amounts of gold and silver today. But bullion is your financial insurance. It's like having home insurance. You're spending money, okay, on home insurance, but why do you do that? Because just in case you have a fire, maybe a catastrophe, you don't have enough money to rebuild that stuff. So that's an expense. But here, when you're buying bullion and you have access to bullion, gold and silver bullion, that's that hedge against inflation. And we've been seeing the effects of inflation over this last decade. It's unbelievable. And we're experiencing it every day. But the wealthy people, the uh, uh, and super wealthy people have always hedged against inflation with gold and silver. So now the average person has a chance to do that through buying what we call fractional gold and silver. And I want to talk specifically a lot about gold. We're going to talk about both, but I think this one chart just illustrates everything we need to know and what you need to know. And if maybe you've never thought about it. I know you hear the advertisements on TV, but they're 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 talking about the points that we are also educating uh, people we know, people but we don't advertise on TV, and there's a reason for it. You're going to see that in a minute. But you respond to one of those advertising on TV, you're going to pay a price for gold and silver you don't want to pay for. And maybe you don't know about it, but they're telling you all the right things that you needed. They are pronounced, they are making the pronouncements of all the information you need, but it's the wrong place. Okay. So let's just take that silver dollar, that silver eagle that says it's worth $1 on it, right there on the coin, on that U.S. silver eagle. Okay. 1 ounce of 999 silver in it. That 1 ounce coin and a $1 bill bought the same thing in 1965. In fact, if you had 2,500 ounces of silver or $2,500, you bought that brand new, fully stocked Ford Mustang, that hot car in 1965. But you're not taught to save gold and silver. You're taught to save paper, which is the wrong thing to save because it depreciates. It goes down with purchasing power every day. And you're feeling those effects. We see that. You know that. But you need to be saving gold and silver. And let me show you why. Let's go through and let's say if you were saving 1 ounce a week for this 35 and 24, 59, let's round up and say 60 years to make easy math. 60 years, 1 ounce a week, that's very affordable to you. That's 60 times 52, that's 3,200 ounces of silver you would have. Well, you only need 2,500 ounces in 2024 to buy 2 fully stocked Mustangs and have money left over today. That's why you need to be thinking about. But gold's a better story, a much better story. But people think that gold is out of their reach. And I want to show you that you can get the best prices for gold in the marketplace with us if you have an account. Kind of like Costco, kind of like Amazon, kind of like Sam's Store. We're a membership company and we don't advertise on TV. We couldn't give you these prices if we advertised on TV. It's millions of dollars spent very inefficiently and ineffectively. Because did you respond to one of those ads on TV? Hope you didn't, because they'll bug you to death for a year. They'll never take you off their call list because they want to make those big sales of 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 25,000 at inflated prices that you shouldn't have bought in the first place because you didn't know. But we're going to teach you all about that. Okay. In 2000, now we're only talking 24 years here. In 2000, 626 ounces of gold bought that average price home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet in America, which was priced at $169,000. Well, those same 626 ounces will buy you 3 of those homes, which are priced at over $500,000 today. Same house. So I want to show you how you can afford gold, and you can afford it in your budget, and you need it. And I think you will agree with me, you need it. Well, let's look at shorter terms and see the effect. Let's say you're saving $100 a month, and you need to be saving. Everybody knows you need to be saving if you want to have a good lifestyle after retirement, because you know your Social Security and whatever pension plan you might have isn't going to do it. So you got to have a savings plan. But what we're telling you is create your own IRA with your own gold and silver bullion, where the government's not in control of it, or your 401k with your employer's not in control. Now, I'm not recommending not to do those. I'm just saying if your employer has a match, take 100% of that. You'll always want to do that. That's free money. Okay, that's what any good financial advisor will say. I mean, I'm just echoing what they say. Okay, but $100 a month over the last 3 years, if you would have been saving that, to give you $3,600, right, in the bank. But what would that $3,600 be? Because you're going to have to discount this with the money it's lost to inflation, but it doesn't have $3,600 worth of buying power anymore. I'll show you that in a second, but I just want to kind of show you a simple example first. But if instead you would have bought gold with that $1,200, at the end of the year, those same ounces would have been worth $1,269. Now that's buying power. If you'd keep buying that gold $100 an ounce at the price that it was going for, at the prices that we can sell you to for you, you'd have $2,668, and you'd have 1.2709 ounces of gold. Or in 3 years, now, what would you rather have? You're going to have, this doesn't have that buying power. This has that buying power. So you're going to have less, but $3,100 worth of buying power versus buying power of $4,639. So you need to be saving some gold. In my view, in our view, you want a sound money savings account to protect your purchasing power and to protect your wealth building. That's what we're all about, wealth building. So let's look at that. If you had $10,000 set aside, let's say you got $10,000 in savings. Let's look at what that could have done. In April 22, okay, that would have really been worth in April of 25, that same 10,000, if you left it in a bank account, a savings account, or treasury, it could kind of get a little bit more, but virtually gets no interest. You and I both know that. So if we adjust that for inflation, you only have buying power of $8,360. But let's say you had taken that and bought gold on April 22, you'd have 5.56 ounces of gold worth $10,000. If you'd have bought silver, you'd have 462.4 ounces of silver if you'd have bought silver with that $10,000. Now, I told you, I'm going to show you why gold is better, in my view. And the numbers prove it. You don't have to take my word for it. I just say, look at the numbers, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen in the future. But my question is, why wouldn't it? What would make you think it's going to go? Gold never goes bankrupt. Silver never goes bankrupt. That stuff can go bankrupt. Eventually, with time, it does. Okay. So, those same 5 point, you didn't do anything, you didn't add anything to it, but those same 5.56 ounces are now worth $18,000 in April 2020. Hey, if we do today's price, it's worth even more than that. Let's go calculate it. Okay. Hey, those same 462.4 ounces of silver now worth $15,259. Now, if we do today's price, it's worth a little bit more than that, but not significant. Which one would you rather have? Buying power in cash, buying power in gold, buying power in silver. Which one would you rather have? And you don't have that right now, do you? Well, let's look at the last 5 years. Now, we can just use, let's say you only have $1,000. Now, we can multiply this by whatever you got. Two times 2, if you got 2,000, times 5, you got 5,000, times 10. It's the number's still the same. Okay. But we can look at what people can relate to. If you got $1,000 in cash in 2020, that's only worth $760 in buying power in April of 2025. $1,000 bought you 0.65 ounces of gold, which is now in April 2025, the same 0.65 ounces worth $2,275, more than double. This decreases in value, this doubles more. And if we do today's price, that's even more than that. We can calculate it out. We multiply 0.65 ounces times what we can sell gold for in SoundMoney Wallet. Notice I'm saying what you can sell it for. That means you can turn it to cash, you need it, and then you can spend it. Okay. So let's take $1,000 in silver, bought you 55.5 ounces of silver in January 2020, and in April 2025, that is worth $1,887. So same 55.5 ounces. Which one would you rather have? I'd rather have gold. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have some gold. Okay. So, until now, it's just been too complicated. Gold and silver for the average person. Where do I buy? What do I buy? I don't know. I don't understand anything about this. I see all these advertisements. I don't want to get taken, but we got a proven track record, 8.5 years with us. Okay. And we made it simple. We're kind of like the Costco of gold and silver, the Sam's Club of gold and silver. And in fact, Costco's been selling. You have to have a membership at Costco to be able to get it. And our prices have many times been better than Costco. Okay. And I know the times they've sold, but it sells out immediately. So it tells us that people want gold and silver. People understand they need it. But now you got it physically in your hand. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about having it physically in your hand and have it in a safe, secure, fully insured place called a private vault. Because that's really kind of what I'm recommending. And with us, you can actually buy fractional gold and silver. You can buy as little as $1 a day or $1 a week. And we're going to show you how to do that. That's affordable to even the person that's just gotten out of high school, working their first job at minimum wage, and they need to be on this program. We got a program for them for that. And they can start saving real money, sound money, instead of paper money that's going to depreciate. Now, they're going to need both because they need a cash. They need to pay cash for their cars or get a good down payment, but they need to start young through SoundMoney. Secure storage, completely protected. Nobody gonna rob that place. Okay, you got 4 foot of reinforced concrete walls all around that sucker. Okay. It's in a very secure, these vaults are basically got to almost the same protection as Fort Knox. Okay. Uh, and rightly so. But the real thing about this, you're going to have a 1 ounce gold bar or 1 ounce gold coin or 1 ounce silver coin or 100 ounce silver bar. Those are the four products you can buy here in SoundMoney, in the vault, in the Max Vault storage. Okay. And you can buy, let's say, $10 worth a week or $10 a month or $100 or $200. You fix what you in your budget you can do. But you own a piece of that bar. And so let's say Jane owns $10 of that bar. Now that bar is worth like $3,400 or 30. We'll see in a minute. We'll actually go online and look and see what it's worth. Okay. But she has $3,400. Well, she doesn't have $3,400. She has, $10. Jim has $100. Judy has $1,000. Jack has, $1,500. Well, that bar is sitting there, but they own a piece of it, and it's in there. It's kind of like a bank. They commingle your dollars, my dollars, and everybody's dollars. Well, that's what's commingling in that bar. But they can't have a part of a bar in there. There's only a 1 ounce bar. And in private vaulting, you own a piece of that, and that's in your SoundMoney wallet bank account. In other words, we call it an account, SoundMoney account. It shows exactly what fractional amount of gold you own. And now you can sell it back to the company. So you have quick, easy liquidation if you need it. So you're in total control of what's in that SoundMoney wallet. Okay. Now, when you get a 1 ounce, let's say you own 1 full ounce and you want it in your hot little hands, well, all you do is pay shipping and insurance and they'll ship it to you. Okay. That's what it's about. So you get to now it's affordable for you to own gold and silver in a SoundMoney wallet. You get to own gold and silver for as little as $1 a day or $1 a week for let's say the person just graduated high school working in their first part-time job even. Okay. You can have your metals shipped directly to your house once you get the full quantity that you own. Typically in coins, it's 1 ounce. And in gold bars, it's 1 ounce. In silver bars, it's 100 ounces. So you'd have to save a little longer buying until you get that 1,000 ounce. Again, secure, state-of-the-art storage, proven. We've got multiple private vaults now through Max Vault, the company we're associated, affiliated. It's part of the whole 7K umbrella. Okay. Quick, easy liquidation. We'll show you that. So you have a bank account you can see right on your phone. Well, it's not a bank account. It's your metal account. It's your SoundMoney account. It's your gold and silver account. And you get to look at it just like you would look at your bank. Online bank shows you deposits and your checks that you wrote against it and shows you your current balance. This does the same thing. Okay. So you just get to pick the metal that you want, and then you get to buy it. If you want to buy it on a regular recurring basis, like payroll deduction, you can do that. Okay. And the company's working on where they can do a direct ACH. Right now it's done with your credit card if you want to do that. But they're working on actually making it so it can be a recurring ACH coming and then no credit card charges. Now we're going to train you. This is part of what we do in 7K Metal. We're going to train you all about bullion, the different kinds of bullion, the different forms of, but in lay language, and it's done by video. It's a series of about 14 little short videos, and you watch them when you want to watch them. There's nobody pushing you. There's no test, but we want you to learn about what you're doing so you are in control of what you're doing. You're in control of your financial insurance. That's what we want. And we're also going to teach you about collector coins, coins that gain value, more value. Now, they have the intrinsic value of the gold and silver that's inside that coin. But when that gold and silver goes up, those coins' values go up. But they have a rarity to them. There's only a limited number of these coins. And they have uh, a, let's say a demand pull with different people. Let's take a Star Trek coin. There's a lot of Star Trekers out there, and they want everything Star Trek. Okay, but if they're not a member of 7K with our exclusive unique coins that were produced, and that coin will never be produced again, meaning you had a chance to buy it, but now they want it. Well, of course, you would sell it at a better price, wouldn't you? Of course. Now, that's a whole different entity. We want to get into that. We want to talk about owning gold and silver right now. That's all we want to talk about. But we're going to say there's a whole lot more benefits that come with this 7K membership than just what we're talking about today. Okay? So, how do you get started? Well, you start with a membership. Now we got a basic, which is $149. It's a $457 value. We can show you the details on that. But we got a lifetime legacy membership. It's $599. You don't know, it's not like Costco and Sam's and Amazon. You don't have to renew it every year. This is something the company's just brought to the table in this last year. A little more than a year. That's to make this simple and easy for anyone around the world to get a membership. And yes, we're expanding globally now. We're already open to do business. We can actually have members in more than 35 countries right now. And they will be buying and storing. So here's those two memberships. $149, you're going to get $20 of gold put in your SoundMoney wallet right now, immediately. So you're not going to just get a membership like Costco and Sam's and Amazon. You're going to get something of value too. You're going to get $20 of gold. Now, the difference between these two memberships, there's quite a few things that's different, but I'm going to talk about the main important one. You can only store up to $1,000 worth of precious metals in that vault for free. Storage fees and insurance included up to $1,000. After $1,000, you're going to have to pay storage fees and insurance on that $1,000 if you want to keep it there. Okay. Now, obviously, you can't ship $1,000 worth of gold to you because it's worth more than that. But this is for that young person just getting started off. There's a lot of limitations on the collector side, but I don't want to get into that. I want to just focus on what we are focusing on. You owning gold and silver bullion in a safe, secure, fully insured place that you're in 100% control. That's all I want to do. Well, at your $599 legacy lifetime membership, you get $40 of gold deposited into your account immediately. That's where we want you to open up your SoundMoney wallet, get it established properly. And then you can build up to $50,000 worth at your best price for gold incrementally that you're going to get. And I can show you that. And you can build up $50,000 worth. Now we just went through the examples. So how fast you want to get to that 50,000, that's totally up to you. You're in total control of that, but you're going to have unlimited premium membership in everything we do with 7K and all the associated. There's many more benefits that come with this membership than what's it. But this alone is what is worth it. Now, what I'm going to do is show you real quick why you're getting the best products in the marketplace. Okay. Need to find the wealth builder. Okay, here it is. So let's go to those three largest discount brokers that sell to the public in the marketplace. Valid companies. I've been buying from them for decades. Okay. So I know them. JM Bullion. At JM Bullion, at the time I did this, now it's going to fluctuate because the price of gold, the spot price, was $3,063.95. So everything's relative. That little spot price will go up and down, but the price of gold does this over time. Okay. So here, the lowest bullion, fractional bullion, but you have to have it shifted. You have to have it in your hot little hands, was 89.25. So we'll click on that. This is not a collectible item. This is nothing more than fractional bullion. Okay, most people buy it with their credit card, so that's 92.89. Okay, 92.89 for that little half gram bar. There's 31.103 grams in a troy ounce of gold. So we're going to make everything equal. Okay, that you're paying $5,778 per ounce for gold. That's way too much. Gold's going to have to go up really high for you ever get your money back, because when you want to sell this, the most this company is going to give you for it, the absolute most, is spot price for gold, which is at $3,000 an ounce, but you paid 5,778. You can look at their website. I'm giving you the website to go to. I'm giving you the information to compare and get information yourself. Well, if you buy it through the SoundMoney, you've got a SoundMoney wallet membership, you're at the same date and time, same spot price relative. That's a relative price. Nobody buys at spot, okay, except the company's buying it back from you. You'll be lucky to get spot. Well, you'd be paying $3,149 an ounce, but you'd still get $92.80, but you're going to get more than a half gram. That's the whole point, because you're only paying this. So you're going to end up with more fractional gold in your account. Okay. Now here's the truth. I went in there, we look at it. There's the buy price, and notice the sales price versus spot price at that same time. This company pays the highest buyback, and it's instantaneous. You can click on that sell button. You can sell what you have. Anytime it's converted to that paper dollars that you can ACH back to your bank account. Okay. That's how SoundMoney works. Well, if you buy more, you always get a better price, especially at these big discount brokers. That's the way it is there. Okay. With us, it's no quantity difference. You can buy 50 grams, you can buy 50 ounces. Well, you'd love to buy 50 ounces of gold. Hey, you can buy, 1 ounce. That's $3,149. Most people can't afford that. We make it affordable to the average guy and gal. Well, let's say you buy it with a credit card. Okay, that's $2,828.79. They'll give you free shipping for that if you pay that amount. Okay, I'll tell you, they will give you free shipping on that company for that purchase. Okay, and but you paid $2,828.79. That equates to $3,519 an ounce. Would you rather pay $400 more an ounce, or would you rather pay that same amount of money and get more than 25 grams of gold in your account? Secure, fully insured, instantly liquidatable. Of course, that's what you would rather do if you had a membership with 7K. Now I'm going to go to SD Bullion, and I'm going to show you the smallest incremental gold you can buy in the marketplace. It's called 1/100th of an ounce. And believe me, it's not that big. about my little finger, a little dot there at the end of my finger. That's about what that sucker looks like, okay? But it's 42.30. Okay, if you're paying for 1/100th ounce of bar at 42.30, You're paying $4,230 an ounce for it at that date and time. You can compare them all today, and you need to do it all simultaneously, just like I did. You're still going to get the same results. Okay. You'd have paid $3,100. Hey, that's a huge savings. But the point is, I already know the ratios. You're going to get 7/100ths of an ounce if you buy it in SoundMoney Wallet. You buy it through your membership with 7K, and you buy it in your SoundMoney account. It's there. You own it. You can sell it back anytime. And you can buy Eagles, SD Bullion. They had the best price for them that day for 1/10 of an ounce. So I went to the best price for that day. You're going to be paying $411.53. That's still fractional, but you have to hold it in your hot little hands. Okay. Well, you're paying more than $1,000 an ounce for gold. Wouldn't you rather have much more? Okay. But I did JM Bullion too. They had the lower price. But the whole point is you get much more gold for the same amount of money fractionally in your SoundMoney wallet. And you're in total control of it, and turn it to cash anytime you want. But we recommend you don't. So I'm going to go back to where I was, same spot. Okay. So what happens if you own physical gold like I've done for 38 years? Okay. Part of it was owning it. My problem was selling it when I needed to liquidate it. And over the 38 years, I had to sell it one time. Okay. I did not want to depart with my gold and silver, believe me. But there came an untimely emergency that I had to sell it, had to sell some of my gold. And man, I wish I'd have never done that. Okay. But I had to do it. So what are you going to do when you want to turn it into cash? The gold you have in your hot little hands or your safe are buried under the old apple tree. Okay. What are you going to do? Well, you got to find somebody that wants to buy it from you. And then you got to negotiate, because they aren't going to want to pay you what they can buy it from for somebody else. But they got to know you real well. They got to test it. They're not going to believe what you got is real. Okay. No company is going to believe what you got is real. But that's the difference. SoundMoney Wallet, you click a button, you can sell it back to the company because they know it's real. It's sitting right there in that vault that is audited. Okay, we'll talk about that. Well, you'll have to find a local buyer. You go to a pawn shop or a coin shop, the local, or you can go to the Dallas Gold and Silver Market. You can go to Chicago Merchant House Gold and Silver Market, then New York, San Francisco. But who's going to travel to that? It costs money. And you better be a good negotiator anyway. But that pawn shop, you'd be lucky to get 85% of spot. Some will, but they're going to test it first. But they see you coming. They want to get it for the best price they can so they can resell it and make a profit. Mm-hmm. That coin shop, it might give you pretty close to spot if they're a good, reputable coin shop dealer locally. That's all you're going to get. You're not going to get better than that. You want better. You want at least spot. Now, those three largest online brokers, AppMex, SD Bullion, JM Bullion, that I introduced you to, I know exactly, and you can look on their website. It tells black and white exactly the process. That's about a 3 to 6 week process. You got to package up your gold and your silver. You got to pay for the postage and insurance, and you better insure it, and that ain't cheap, to send it back along with a 10% deposit check. Well, why do you got to send them money if you send them gold and silver? But they don't know you're sending them real gold and silver yet. They're going to have to validate you got 999 plus gold and silver. Once they validate that, then they're going to give you a call, email you, their probably whatever their process is, or both. Most of them it's both. And they're going to say, well, we're going to buy your metals back from you. Here's our price. Well, let's say when you sent it in, the spot price of gold was $3,600. 2 weeks later, it kind of took a little interim short-term dip. It does do that. It's only $3,200 an ounce now. And so they're going to give you right below spot. You know, I don't want to sell my gold at that price. Well, I'm sorry. Their offer is a one-time offer. You either accept it or reject it. If you reject it, here's what happens. They keep your deposit because you reneged on the sellback deal. And they make you pay for the shipping and insurance to get it back to you. So you're really out of pocket. Well, you're forced to take the deal because you don't want to, that's too much money out of pocket when you calculate it. And you say, okay, now you sold it at below what you needed to turn it into. You lost a lot of your profit. But that is the way it works. But here's what you get with SoundMoney. You get to buy in affordable quantities at the low affordable gold bullion prices that I just showed you. You get to put it on autosave and save regular like payroll deduction for your own wealth building health plan. You get safe, secure, fully insured. And this is a private vault. It has to be audited every week, and they got to have that amount of gold and silver bullion in that vault that all of these partial fractionals, you're in mine, the thousands of people that have it there, that has to be there in rounded up quantities. Oh, and if it's not there, they have to stop. Can't do business until they have that gold sitting in that vault. That you can look it up. That is the private vaulting regulations and laws. Okay? Safe, secure, fully insured, third-party audit, no government reporting of what you own. And we teach you it's private vaulting. Hey, isn't that neat? You're buying fractional, you're building up 1,000 ounces of gold. Let's say you build up 100 ounces of gold. Let's say you build up 10 ounces of gold in bullion. Hey, they don't have to report it. You're buying it fractionally. If you're buying large slugs, we teach you what quantities to buy on the reportable gold and silver bullion. Let's say for eagles, none of them are reportable. You can buy $1 million worth, and none of it's reportable. Okay, so no 1099B. But we teach you this stuff. See, your holdings and value in your own private and secure digital wallet, just like your bank account or investment brokerage account, but it is your gold and silver holdings. And you're in total control of it, and you have instant liquidation at the best buy prices in the industry with no hassle, no negotiation, no stress. So, yeah, basic is good to start 149, but you only get it down. But legacy is better. So let's get your membership and let's welcome you to 7K and all the rest of the benefits that we have. I will kind of go through some of those extra benefits for you real quick just to show you what they are. But, that should not have an effect on you getting your gold and silver program and financial insurance started today. You're going to have health care available to you. You may not want it, you may not need it, but you're going to have all these other benefits that will be open to you and your membership. We can talk about especially that 7K Advantage, and what it means and how you can save money on trips, car rentals, dinners that you're eating at places, and you're going to be have access to rare coin drop. These are very unique things, but this is all about choice. Everything's about choice, and we'll get to talk about all those other benefits, and that's what we wanted to share with you today. Mm. Mm, excuse me.